And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
Throwing to start the drive. Dwyer. And his first pass is incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Rush in, rush in, rush in. Check your hot read.
Off play action. Dwyer going deep downfield for Ross. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive.
Get it.
They're going to try and throw. And this is incomplete.
Let's go, boy. Bring it up.
And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on 4th and long there at this stage in the game, but you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. Right? There's no doubt about it. People wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of years ago. A very successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscore. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
Yeah, you can almost hear the cheerleaders doing the be aggressive chant behind him, and he listened to it.
They'll run with Hunt on second down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. The shotgun snap for Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. Well, they tried the field goal from just inside of 70 yards. It missed, and now this offense set up nicely at midfield. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Took him 5 tries, but he is able to complete that first pass of the game.
And could you hear the exhale all the way up here? Not just from him, coaching staff, offensive line, receivers. Now he's off the schneid. Can they get him going in a nice groove where he becomes a little more consistent throwing the football?
Because you miss those first 2, but you get up the 0 for 4 range. That can be a little tricky, but able to settle in, hopefully.
Yeah, now you won't have any confidence issues. Now you can kind of get it back even with just 1 throw.
The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. Back to throw. Dwyer eluding the pressure right. Nick Chubb there to make the grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And he's taken down inside the 30. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Mack Wilson in there for the sack on what will be the final play of this first quarter. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
And because they couldn't hit the long field goal, they are set up nicely offensively at the 41, 1st and 10. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. Just they move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
They go play action here on 1st down. They'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to attack right here on this play.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. 2nd and 1. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. John Ross, his 19th touchdown now of the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
The previous play is under review.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now 14-0. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. 3rd and long, it's Darnold, and he's going to go down again. Mack Wilson in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Fielded just inside the 30. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, we talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it. On 4th down, Dwyer. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Juju Smith-Schuster, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
4th and goal, and they found a way to throw it in the end zone for a touchdown.
And these defenses, they just like 3 downs, get off the field. But here they had to go 4, couldn't get it done.
A lot of the time, you're looking up and saying, okay, if I hold them for 3, at worst, I give up a field goal attempt. When they go for it, sometimes it really affects the defense because maybe you're not mentally prepared to go that 4th down.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The offense trots back onto the field, and we shine our Madden spotlight. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah,
and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
A throw on the quick slant going to be complete. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. Now Darnold.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Again, Darnold. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Throwing again is Darnold. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership, by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4.
Mike, 54. And we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, 5.
Off the play fake. Dwyer going deep downfield for Ross. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time, but it's going to be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Hey, Delta. Mike 51. It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house. 51's Mike. Mike 51. I got you. I got you, son. Let's go.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Dwyer going deep downfield for Ross. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down?
Watch the pass. Hey, Sam off. Big Ed. Watch twist.
They'll try and throw for it here. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender.
Ooh.
To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
It's a lot of points. 19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. On 2nd and 7, Darnold. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. This time they stay on the ground. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real I'm doing it, though.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And this is picked up by the Browns. And now off to the races, down the right side. And he'll be marked down at the 2-yard line. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight...
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. John Ross with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Point after, right down the middle. And that will bump the lead up to 26. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Out comes the Cleveland defense. They get ready and set for the next possession. Recovered the fumble up on the scoreboard. They've got the momentum.
And that's a confident group that we see hitting the field again. Just what you talked about. Took away the ball the last possession. They feel like they can go ahead and do it again. They are locked in and feeling good about how this game is going.
And they're playing free. They're playing loose.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. You know, sometimes it can be a bad thing if you're too free, too loose, and you give up your responsibilities. But not this unit. They are ready to go.
And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Throwing here on 3rd down. Darnold under pressure now. Darnold, and he goes down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Here's the Jets punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken from just outside the 30. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. So here are the Browns to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Out. Check three.
From the gun, Dwyer buying time to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Now this throw caught left side. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this 3rd down.
Joker. Leo. Watch the twins. Get it.
Operating from the gun, Dwyer. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Looking to throw. Dwyer. Open man, Smith-Schuster. It's complete. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go.
But the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. If you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
A very solid gain of 27.
60 Pittsburgh. 61 Matchbox Lights. Silver.
Back to throw. Dwyer. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jonnu Smith, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And oh, it's blocked. And the Jets have got it. Through an opening, and there he goes. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and all the way into the end zone, and that's 2 points.
We're going to shut you down.
Following the botch PAT, they're set to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. To throw is Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback. Almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. It's taken to the 26. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10.
Set. 60 out more.
Get in the weight room.
Let's go.
Off play action. Dwyer. Open man is Ross, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Curtis Samuel with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game, and privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching, and he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract.
Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
Score! Ready!
On 1st and 10, Dwyer. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Curtis Samuel with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by one more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 27. Here's Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle. And the pressure gets to him again. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
12 yards on the return that time. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Curtis Samuel, 28 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
The New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm?
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. To try again after the sack. Darnold, they'll find Everett there, complete. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. The Jets on third down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Now it's Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he has got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to...
And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
She's singing too.
Oh, she's at least...
She's on like the 5th tune at this point.
She left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message? If you're nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. And that is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
And the Browns getting set to go. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now a play fake here on first down. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Darnold from the gun. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Watch 54. Watch 54. Think you gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this?
Hey, orbit.
Get this. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54, Mike. Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4. Here we go, G. Mike 54.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Going deep downfield for Roll. And this is caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to, because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head.
But that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. And it is no good. So maybe a little final act of mercy there. And that's how this one ends. But Charles...